Yo, what's going on, guys? Back here with another episode of Teawood Outdoors. Today, as you can tell from the title, we are going to be tying a little chartreuse fly. Materials you're going to need in this video is some chartreuse bucktail, some chartreuse deer tail, and then some flash if you want. And then I'm using some of these little extendable rubber legs. We are going to be just tying this fly using neon thread as well, using a size 2 little Gamakatsu hook. And also you're gonna need some dumbbell eyes, any color. I think mine are red, but I don't know where they went. Here we go, some red or any color dumbbell eyes. This is gonna be kind of a crab imitation, but all chartreuse as well. Alright guys, so first thing in this video, we're gonna just make a fine wrap with this chartreuse thread. And we'll get our knife right here, cut that off. Alright, so we're gonna grab our dumbbell eyes right here, tie them in towards the front using figure 8 pattern. That's the best technique to really tie in these eyes. Just making sure they're really secure. And then we are going to be using this Orvis head cement right here, made by Orvis, and we're just going to be putting a little part. And we're just going to be putting a little dab on the head just to make sure it's nice and secure in there. Just to make sure that head's not going to be switching on us or turning whenever we don't need it to be turning. Next, what we're going to do, we are going to add in the long bucktail hairs. This is really going to make our tail of the fly. Just grabbing about that much, not a whole bunch. You don't need a whole bunch of this fly for the tail part, because that's not going to be the main part of the fly. So here we go. Here's the main part of the fly right here. We're going to come back towards the back. Just tie it in right about here. Make sure it's rotated where we want it to be. And then we can just cut off this little part. I don't have my scissors with me right now, so I'm just using this little knife. Works fine for me, so. Alright, so we're just tying that back little tail onto the hook pretty well. Then we're gonna come back up towards the middle, and that's where we're gonna add our flash in. So I'm just gonna grab 5 or 6 pieces of this flash. That's probably a good amount right there. We're just gonna double it over. Pull it up and then secure it down more towards the top, and that'll give that little flash in the middle. So after we have the flash and the tail in like it is right now, so after we have the deer hair and little flash tied into the back, we are going to I'm going to be using 3 of these little rubber legs here. These legs are going to add a good amount of weight onto the fly, just because they're made out of rubber and easy and it's just an easy part that you can add onto your fly to get into the depths where these redfish or bonefish or whatever is going to eat this fly is going to be. So there's one set of legs, and these I'm just going to have hanging down just to cover up the hook shank a little bit. Alright, I'm actually just going to put 2. That should be good just to attract just a little bit more curiosity in those fish. And then whenever we're going to come up here, we're going to come up towards the top again. And then we're going to tie in some of this deer hair that we have. These little deer hairs just come in little chunks like this. And these will help with buoyancy in the fly. That's why I added these legs, so it'll help it really sink, because these deer hair is gonna add some air pockets into that fly to make it float in that water system. Alright, so we're just gonna cut off some little chunks of this deer hair. There's just a pinch worth of them to start off with, so that should be good for the first little chunk. And we're actually going to move our stuff back towards the back of the fly. Alright, so we're just going to start right here. Make sure our little legs are out of the way. And we're just going to secure it towards the back. And if we pull tightly on there, those deer hairs are all going to pop up like that. And then we're going to work our way towards the middle more, while having to really play with these little rubber legs. So 3 wraps around that deer hair should be good. Plus, we're going to be adding some glue towards the end of the video. Alright, so now that we're working towards the front now, and we're getting a little more towards the middle part, we're going to be adding 2 more sections of deer hair into this fly. So once you get into the middle, you're going to be adding another section about right here. So we're going to try to pinch this back a little bit, kind of like that, and we're going to grab just the same amount of deer hair. We're just going to cut it off. After we have those 3 wraps, we're going to come back up to the head, make a couple wraps, and we're just going to tie off with a little signature little knot I do. It works for me. Some people use that little tool, but I'm just fine like this. So make sure those little legs are out of the way. Tie it tight. And then the knot went on the bottom of the fly like it was supposed to. So we're just going to get some UV glue to put on the bottom of this fly, which will also help with the buoyancy and it really having to get low. That should be good. Make sure that none of that UV glue is getting on the hook. And we're just going to tie it down right there. Alright, that should be good for the fly tie for today. I hope you guys enjoyed that video of Teal Outdoors. Today, we tied the ugly bug. As you can see, it's just a very ugly deer hair fly with some little legs and dumbbell eyes. Some people decided to trim it up, but I call it an ugly bug for a reason, because it's pretty ugly. But the redfish love it, drum love it. You can tie it in different patterns. Comment down below if you want to see any more fly ties. Hope you guys enjoy this video of Teal Outdoors. See you next time. Peace.